The eighth short from Star Wars Visions is Lop and Ochō by Geno Studio. This short tells the story of Lop, an Imperial slave who escapes and joins a new family, who then begins to fight over if the Empire is good or not. While this short was not one of my favorites, the art style definitely was. It just gives me that classic 90s anime feel when looking at the character art as well as the art of the backdrops. It's just done so well and is easily captivating. The short begins by explaining that the planet of Tau is rich in natural resources, yet failed to modernize. In exchange for industrial advancement, the people of Tau welcome the Empire, which plans to capitalize on everything that Tau has to offer, which turns out to be much worse than they were expecting. The Empire has enslaved a race called the Lepi and uses them to work on the planet of Tau. One of these Lepi, a girl named Lop, escapes from her imprisonment and makes a run for it through the market, where she then starts stealing food and is quickly caught by a young girl named Ochō and her father, Yasaburo. Lop explains to them that she doesn't have a family, and Ochō instantly insists that she join theirs. Yasaburo, however, is enraged by her daughter's decision, as they just met Lop. They know nothing about her. But Ochō then takes Lop and runs out of the market towards the beach, where Yasaburo has no choice but to accept this and decides to take in Lop, allowing her to have a proper family. We then skip ahead 7 years to the Imperial facility being under attack by Yasaburo. He and Ochō are arguing over the Empire's overstayed welcome. Yasaburo believes that the Empire has taken more than their fair share from Tau and they should leave, while Ochō believes that the Empire is the future and is still needed if Tau is to thrive. Both are able to set their differences aside though and leave before Imperial troops arrive. Lop tries to get Ochō to understand what their father sees and how he's feeling about the whole situation, but Ochō chooses to neglect it. She is so caught up with the fact that she is going to be the next head of the family and needs to start making decisions instead of Yasaburo. Their conversation is cut short by an Imperial blockade. There, an Imperial officer breaks the news to Lop that Ochō has been working with the Empire by trying to persuade her father to quit with his terroristic activities. However, if Ochō is not able to deliver this promise to the Empire, they will make life worse for the whole Yasaburo clan. The officer insists that Ochō come with them and join the Empire to move the project along faster. Ochō agrees, leaving Lop to run home to Yasaburo. At home, she tells him that Ochō has joined the Empire and that all she wants to do is defeat the Empire and bring Ochō back home. Yasaburo tells Lop to follow him and takes her to a room filled with candles and begins telling her the tale of a great warrior who came to this planet and gifted them with a lightsaber and taught them how to use it. The lightsaber has been passed down from family member to family member and was meant to go to Ochō next, but now has been passed on to Lop instead. Yasaburo then leaves, telling Lop to wait for his return, but smoke rising from the Imperial compound means trouble, and Lop races over to see if her father is safe. In the hangar of the Imperial compound, the Yasaburo clan fights off what appears to be dark troopers, while Yasaburo himself fights against Ochō, now in an Imperial uniform. And this is a pretty cool fight. The weapons they're using are classic to Japanese culture, but still glow in spots as if they were a lightsaber, and even make the distinct sounds when clashing against each other. Lop arrives to the fight just in time to see Ochō take out Yasaburo's other eye, and she pulls out the family sword to take on Ochō. Ochō feels completely betrayed by this. Lop was given the sword instead of her, especially when Lop isn't even from the same planet. Ochō begins to fight with Lop as Lop tries to talk some sense into her, telling Ochō that they're still a family and that she can still come home, but Ochō believes that it's too late and that there is no turning back. Lop is able to defeat Ochō by leaving an X-shaped cut across her chest. Ochō then falls out of the hangar bay door and onto a Raider 2 class Corvette, where she then flies off from the hangar, still alive. Lop isn't done yet. She knows she can still bring Ochō back, and they will become a proper family. While this short was not my favorite, it still had a good message about family and how it's never too late for someone to turn back. The same message has been in Star Wars since the beginning, but something about this short just doesn't work for me. The beginning feels so rushed. I understand that it's a story contained to a single episode, but I feel like the time between meeting Lop and having her join the Yasaburo clan was just instantaneous. Then adding a 7-year jump just seems so odd. Now, if the short were to be expanded into a series, then they have set themselves up perfectly to tell a lengthy story that would have a great payoff. But as it sits, it just didn't work for me. But what did you think? Do you agree with me on this, or was Lop and Ochō exactly what you were hoping for? And if there was a continuation, how do you think they should go about the story? Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments below. Be sure to like the video and subscribe if you haven't, and remember, the Force will be with you. Always.